I'm glad to see you. And it's funny, I'm sleeping outside. My bed is on the back deck. We actually have a bed platform. And I woke up to the feeling of sprinkles on my face at 4:30 in the morning. And, oh, that's so lovely. And I continued to sleep until my 5 o'clock time. I was resting in bed until then. And only when I got up did I realize how much rain had come down onto the bed, because I was already, covered underneath. And so then I had to make a tarp over the bed to get, I took all the wet covers off and put a tarp there. So uh, my hope is that it will clear up by tonight and I can sleep outside again. But now I get to have my garden door open and I can feel and see the outdoors. It's really nice. Okay, so we're going to practice. You guys are considered the experienced level students because you're willing to get up for an early morning class, especially our Alaskans who are here. It's 6 a.m. for them. So let's take a comfortable seat and we'll begin. And I love, by the way, that you're all making yoga spaces in your homes. That you have a place where that's your yoga spot. And I know for some of you, that yoga spot is the strip between the piano and the hallway or something, or it's where what do you call this in the living room with the table in the front? Coffee table. You have to move the coffee table, place the yoga mat. For some, it's between the bed and the wall, that one little strip that you have. My yoga practice for a time had to be in my bathroom because it was the only floor that could take a yoga mat. And it was that we were having a remodel of sorts. At Brighton Bush Hot Springs, the place that I could practice yoga was anywhere and everywhere. And there was so much available to us there. Oh, Carol's also sleeping outside. Very nice. Yeah, so thank you for your dedication to your practice and making the places in your homes and in your bodies and your hearts for yoga. So let's sit for a few moments together, please. You can bring your hands down to your lap if you like, or sometimes it's nice to start with one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. We say in yoga that the second chakra, the Svadhisthana, is the home of the self, and that the heart is the divine abode for the qualities that we most need to live a life well in relationship with ourselves and with each other. So these are two homes. The home of the self at the second chakra, the divine abodes of the heart at the fourth chakra. So welcome yourself to receive the breath, not to have to take it in so much as to receive your inhale. And to surrender your exhale. When you have a sense of this receiving, this coming in, then begin to partner with it. So you can add like a little bit of effort to the inhale as if you were dancing with a new dance partner and you wanted to show them just so gently what the moves would be. So you can dance with the inhale from the low belly and the second chakra upwards through the torso and towards the heart. When you exhale, again, the quality of surrender, but a light sense of participation from you on the exhale. So you're drawing the low belly in and up to support ushering the exhale out, which is to say, making space for the next inhale to also arrive. And with appreciation for everyone's efforts to be here, so we have a sense of our community, you can bring your hands to your heart. And this morning we'll sing the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurvasuvah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurvasuvah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurvasuvah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. And with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands, and while keeping your gaze inward, lengthen up through your spine. And we'll begin with the pranayama that we've been practicing. So Bhastrika, then inhale with suspension, and exhale, and we'll go right to the Nadi Shodhana after that for the inhale suspensions. If you haven't yet, it's a good time to blow your nose. We're going to be exhaling out the mouth for now, but then the inhale's through the nose. So that's why I say good time to blow the nose. Let's begin. Exhale completely, all the way to the end, tone the low belly, and then inhale through both nostrils. Start in the first third, add the middle third, come to the upper third, and hold the breath with the bandhas. Reach up with your right hand, close the right nostril, exhale left side only. Now inhale left nostril. Suspend the breath. Exhale right side. Inhale right side. Suspend. Exhale left side. Then pause for a moment. Bhastrika at round number 2. Just take a sip of an inhale, then we'll begin. Inhale both nostrils. Inhale with the intention to suspend. Exhale left nostril. Inhale left with suspension at the top. Exhale right. Inhale right. Suspend. Exhale left. Release your hand. Rest a moment. And now Kapalabhati, which is a little bit more brisk, and the exhale goes out the nose. Let's begin. Exhale completely. Now inhale through both nostrils. Suspend the inhalation at the top. Exhale left. Inhale left. Suspend. Exhale right. Inhale right. Suspend. Exhale left. Now we'll practice a breathing technique that we were doing earlier on in COVID-19 and we haven't done so much recently. We're going to inhale first third, pause, inhale middle third, pause, inhale upper third, pause, and then exhale through the nose completely. My recommendation is that you inhale for 3, pause 3, inhale 3, pause 3, inhale 3, pause 3, and exhale for 9. This is a breath that goes through the nose. So let's begin. Inhale for 3. Pause. Mid-torso for 3. Pause. Upper chest and heart for 3. Pause. Exhale from the low belly for a count of 9. Repeating that. Twice more. Last one. And then pause to reflect before we move into an active asana practice. Notice the quality of your mind and the feeling of the home in the belly, the Svadhisthana, and the felt sense of the divine abodes of the heart. Let's bring this up to our standing practice. So I'm going to set up my camera and I'll move back. And you're welcome to come up to standing. I think I'm doing this right, but I need a little moment here. Where did it go? The camera. Let's see. Okay, got it. All right. So we're going to start in Surya Namaskar when we come up to stand. So for those of you for whom you've been benefiting from having the 2 blocks on the floor in Surya Namaskar, go ahead and set those up for yourself. Let me adjust my camera so my head is not being cut off. That doesn't feel right in the system. Okay. Okay. And and then join your hands together at your heart. And try to have, during the sun salutation, this feeling that you have. Inhale first third, inhale middle third, inhale upper third. Okay, Ujjayi inhale. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward. Left toes back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, descend. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, seal. Exhale, forward for cobra. Inhale, up for seal. This time also lift your chin. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale to rise. No sense of sinking into your hip, please. Exhale, descend. Inhale, forward, heart forward. Exhale, deep bow towards the legs. Inhale to rise, upward hands pose. Exhale to the heart. Continuing, inhale. Deep bow forward. Inhale forward. Left foot back. Inhale, rise. Descend. Downward dog. Plank. Inhale, cat. Cow pose. Bhargo Devas. Inhale, seal pose. Cobra. Inhale, seal. Raise your chin. Plank pose. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Prachodaya. Inhale, rise. Descending. Om Shanti Shanti. Inhale, forward, heart forward. Uttanasana. Shanti. Rising up, inhale. To the heart. Om Okay, now we're going to add Anjaneyasana. Now inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Uttanasana. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, left toes back, left knee down. Inhale to rise, Anjaneyasana. Descending, Tatsavitor. Now Parsvottanasana, glide your hips back, straighten both legs. And bowing over the right leg. Varenyam. Inhale, heart forward, rise up onto your fingertips on your blocks. And exhale, Trikanasana. Bhargo Devas. Inhale, reach your left arm past your left ear. And exhale to release. Yadimai. Inhale, downward dog pose. Exhale, plank. Yo-yona. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Prachodaya. Inhale, heart forward, seal pose. Here comes cobra. Om Shanti Shanti. Inhale, rise up, seal pose, lift your chin. Plank pose. Shanti. Inhale, reach back, downward dog pose. Okay, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise. Descending. Straighten both legs. Inhale towards Parsvottanasana. Bow over your left leg. Tatsavitor. Inhale, glide forward, raise up. Trikanasana. Varenyam. Inhale your right arm past your right ear. Exhale to descend. Yo-yona. Inhale, step forward. Exhale to bow. Prachodaya. Rising up, inhale. And then to the heart. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti. Om Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Please take a wide stance on your mat. There are times in the teaching of yoga, many of you are teachers, so you know this. There are times where you have to make up the name of a yoga pose that you've improvised so many times in your personal practice, and you're giving to the students. And this one is the football yoga pose combo, which we've done before. I'm just feeling amused that we have these names and they have really no intentional disrespect to the tradition of yoga, but there's no Sanskrit name for the pose either. So come down to your blocks in a wide leg Prasarita Padottanasana. And then what you're going to do is turn your right foot out to the right. Bend your right knee like a warrior two. And then move your hands like this. Left hand to the block, right hand to your right knee. And I'm going to encourage you to press your right knee open. And if possible, to straighten your right arm. You may then feel that the right sideways is also having an opening or a stretch. And bring your attention down inside the second chakra, the deep low belly. And picture, what is the home of the self, your home? The place where you are most encouraged to be at home in yourself, according to the system of the chakras. So you can think of Svadhisthana, the second chakra, as this internal home, this place of refuge, or like a mountain cave in which you are practicing your yoga. A place that you go to be renewed before you move to the third chakra, where you have your sort of duties in the world, in your society or your community. We're going to do this pose for just a few more breath cycles. Check that you're maintaining a kind of stamina of rooting your tailbone with your right outer hip. So there should be no sense that you're resting onto your right thigh bone with your right hip socket. And then let's exhale and turn your right foot in so it's parallel and walk the hands back to the beginning place where we had them on the blocks. Now turn your left foot directly out to the left. Bend your left knee. Place your right hand on the block and left hand on your left knee. And as you press your left knee open, lengthen the left side of your waist. And again, no collapsing onto the hinge of your left hip joint. That's meant to be spacious, not contracted or collapsed. And try to sense again, what is the meaning for you of the home to which you go in the inner body for refuge, for sanctuary, to renew your vitality or your clarity, before you then step into the world where you have your duties, your responsibilities, your service. And then inhale, straighten your left leg. Place your hands back on these two blocks. Now, with your feet parallel, just come down to Prasarita Padottanasana for a few moments with whatever variation feels most nourishing for you. So you could reach your hands back past your heels to the floor behind you. You could place the hands on the floor under your shoulders. You could stretch them out long on the mat in front of you. You also could interlace your fingers at the small of your back. And try to sense which position your body is asking for right now and how that builds your connection to the Svadhisthana, the second chakra, the home of yourself. And then place your hands on your hips wherever you've been, whichever arm position you had chosen. Please rise up to standing. Another thing I'll share as a yoga teacher is that when I was first looking at certain texts, certain books, I was living at Brighton Bush Hot Springs, so we didn't have a formal teacher there. I was the only one teaching yoga, so I was the only student of yoga, the only teacher of yoga during a certain time when I lived there. So I received this particular book and I was looking it over. This is a book I now recommend very strongly. It's called The Heart of Yoga, and I loved the writing in the book. And I saw the photographs of the teacher, and I didn't know anything about who this person was because I had lived at a retreat center. I was not that educated at this time. The teacher in the book, the model for the photographs, is Krishnamacharya, who is the father of modern yoga, like really important. But I saw his yoga poses, and I had previously studied mostly Iyengar yoga, and I was like, oh my God, he's so out of alignment. These poses, he needs serious help with these poses. I just didn't know what I was talking about. So the way he was doing triangle pose was not the way that we had learned it in Iyengar. And it's not that that's wrong. Krishnamacharya was Mr. Iyengar's teacher. But I want to do the Trikanasana version that I learned from that book and that I've learned since. It's kind of a variation on what you might know as Trikanasana. And I'm going to give it a little sort of contemporary translation. So I'd like you to turn your right foot out and line your heels up on your yoga mat. Sweep your arms wide. And when you come down, make a slight rotation of the torso. So you're going to turn to your left and come down. Oh, we need our block. Come down so the block is about 45 degrees from your right leg. So you've got the right leg straight on where it was, and your block is actually inside, about 45 degrees in. Now concentrate on toning the muscles at your left outer hip, right here, the sort of like side pocket muscles. If you were wearing painter's pants, you'd have a little loop right there that would hold your paintbrush or something. So tone right there on the loop muscles. They're called your deep six. And then raise your left arm high, your choice how high. And gaze up, also your choice how high. Now you've got this firmly established. Press into your left heel. Keep the legs very steady so that this home in the pelvis is supported by the structure of the legs. Okay, and I'd like you to do this. Inhale, rise up, only temporarily. Exhale, rotate and come down. Keep your right leg steady. Even the right hamstring should feel toned, not lax. Inhale, rise up. Notice how the belly has to support you. Exhale. You're doing good. Repeat. Inhale, rise up. Notice both sides of the belly, but maybe it's the right side a bit more than the left. When you rotate here, you might notice the left low belly. Then inhale, rise up again. And then exhale, rotate. And let's stay down. Press into your right fingertips, tone your left outer hip and your right hamstring. And rise up with the heart, with your left arm, and with your gaze. And then decide on your own descent to return to Prasarita Padottanasana. Let's turn the right toes in slightly, turn your left toes out, and set up the block on your left side for that sort of 45-degree angle. And sweep your arms wide. And exhale, come down. Tone your right outer hip and your left hamstring. Place your fingers. Rotate. So check out the second side of your pose, right? When you feel like you've got the legs established and you're really certain that the foundation structure supports your home, then we're going to inhale, rise up. Yeah, good. And then exhale. Nice. Okay, inhale, rise up. And exhale. So the legs are totally steady. Your pelvis is moving. Right, so the legs are stable. Here we inhale, rise up. The pelvis does come up. Exhale to come down, and your pelvis does rotate to help bring you down. And then last one, inhale, rise up. And exhale. And stay a little while, let it open. Almost like when, I love to think of when you put the jasmine flowers and the tea buds in the water, and then they blossom, they flower open. And then you're going to decide your own descent pathway to come back down to Prasarita Padottanasana. And again, make the choice that's yours for this morning about where you'd like the arms to be. There are actually limitless options. You can choose. And then please shift your hands to your hips. Rise up to standing and come down to Vajrasana using a block. And let's take a blanket for the knees, please. So if you make the blanket, let me revise what I was saying. You're going to make the blanket, so this is my storage fold blanket, and then I'm going to go into thirds like this. And I place the knees up, and then Vajrasana. So when I'm sitting here in Vajrasana, my knees are higher than my feet. And the knees are just a tiny bit lower than your hips. That changes how the pelvic floor feels and where the pelvis sits and what this home feels like in the pelvis. Rest your hands in your lap. Use your benevolent observation skills to check inside and see, okay, what's present now? Now take the block you're sitting on in Zazen, Vajrasana, and turn it to be lengthwise. So you're sitting on the front edge of the block, and your feet can be closer based on what your knees prefer. And the sitting bones are like this. Your sitting bones are on the front edge of the block, just touching this beveled edge. And there might be some strong sensations for some of you. You can put a block in front of you. And let's just check, if you have your hips on the block and you tip forward anterior tilt, that you're not running into the pubic bone. And when you tip backwards, you might feel the sides of the sacrum. That could happen. But when you tip forward, I'd like you to check again, you're not running into the pubic bone. And then check and see if you're able to bow forward from here, and that the block is the right height for your head. And then roll up to your starting position. My little physio ball is blowing about from a breeze came in the room, so that's not an alien visitor, that's just a green physio ball. Okay, so let's begin here. Inhale while you're upright. And exhale, glide down. Exhale completely. Inhale, glide back up. And exhale like a sigh. Now we'll add a brief exhale suspension when we're at the bottom. So inhale while you're up. Exhale, glide down. You are closing the bellows of the torso, making the exhale more complete. Tone the deep low belly. At the end of that tone, without inhaling, relax the belly completely. Release and inhale to rise up. And exhale like a sigh. Let's try that again. Inhale smoothly while you're up. Exhale to glide down. Keeping the exhale out, deeply relax the belly. Releasing that, inhale, glide up. Exhale like a sigh. And now placing the two blocks aside, come onto your navel on your threefold blanket. When you get set up here on your navel, I don't want the blanket to be pressing into your floating ribs or your hip bones. So if that's the case for you because you're short-waisted, what you do is you take the blanket and roll it one more time. And then the very top of it is more narrow, and you're less likely to run into your hip bones or your rib cage. And you can rest your forehead down on the back of your hands. And let's see if you can inhale robustly into the second chakra and the back waist. And then exhale smoothly and completely. And relax around the blanket roll. Then inhale again to expand the belly and be deliberate about the expansion. It's okay for your abdomen to press against the blanket, broaden sideways and into the back. And then exhale slowly, slowly, the blanket roll going more deeply into the abdomen. And then inhale. And at the bottom of the exhale for the next 2 times, you could consider just really relaxing without inhaling. It's not really the same as the exhale suspension that we were doing, but it's close enough to that. You exhale and then you're relaxing over the blanket without inhaling, and the blanket will go deeper into the abdomen. When you finish that, please come up to your forearms. Bend both knees. Pull the heart forward like you're doing Sphinx pose. Lengthen your tailbone behind you, and then let the knees and the hips just rock a little bit side to side. You're going to go like right low belly, side belly. Keep the heart pulling forward. Left belly, left side belly. So when your feet go to your right, you allow the torso to also rotate slightly. Yes, we are also massaging your colon, your navel, the psoas, the organs, the myofascial system. And you come to center, and then bring the toes down. Place your hands under your shoulders. Press up, table pose. Take your blanket roll and place it between your heels and your hips. So it's right behind, I should say, behind the pubic bone, just in front of the sitting bone. So you're in that sort of horizontal strip right there. And check and see what the breath feels like. Okay, now we're going to take a special journey because it's my last 7 a.m. class in August. So I'm going to ask you to sit on this blanket and stretch out to Janusirasana. So there's a concept in yoga called Maha Mudra. It means the great mudra, and it means when all three bandhas are being used during exhale suspension. And it's often done in Janusirasana. So first we're going to do Parvrita Janusirasana. We'll stretch the belly again. And then we'll see if we can do in Janusirasana this Maha Mudra. In Parvrita Janusirasana, you do have a wide seat. So like the left knee is out to the side, the right leg out to the side. And try to sit evenly on both sitting bones. Raise up through your right arm, please. And then rotate to your left. And reach your right hand towards, or actually across, your left thigh if you can. When you reach across, you will have some contact of the arm against the abdomen. So there's a bit of compression right there. Hold your right wrist with your left hand so that your side bend is more obvious to you and that the right hand doesn't slide out of position too soon. And see if you can actually enjoy the pressure, the compression of your right arm against your abdomen. And then the exhale, the side bend, like you're like a wisteria vine and you haven't anything to hold on to yet, so you are draping down towards the ground. So keeping your legs steady and the side bend as you have it, you may choose to raise your left arm up and past your left ear. And then root into your left hip, rise up with your left arm. Release and pause to notice what is happening in your body. So many things. Now rotate your hips so that you're facing a bit more towards your right leg. And what's going to happen here is when we go down, we'll be using the inhale. We'll have an exhale. And then during the exhale, we're going to try all three bandhas with the Uddiyana Bandha being that you go like this. You exhale, exhale, exhale. You're toning the belly, toning the belly. Without inhaling, you relax the belly. And then you make that pretend inhale that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. The abdomen suctions in and up. And your whole pose appears longer. And you touch Samadhi. Okay? So take the hands out over your foot or use your strap to reach your toes. And then let's inhale to begin. And exhale. It is okay to have some pressure between your fingers and your toes. At the end of the exhale, you're going to hold the breath out and then exhale suspension. Uddiyana Bandha. Release and then inhale. And exhale to bow over your right leg. Now again, place your fingers, straighten your arms, lengthen your spine. Ujjayi inhale. Okay to have some pressure from your hands and your foot. Exhale, tone the low belly. Hold the exhale out. Uddiyana Bandha, all three bandhas. Release and then inhale. And then exhale to bow over your right leg. And walk your hands back up to sitting. And fold your right foot in. Turn your blanket level again. Take the left leg out. This is Parvita Janusirsasana first. And just get acclimated to your seat. Energize your left leg so the femur is going down and both hips are level. It's the right hip that's going to be tempted to rise, so keep a little awareness over here of the left thigh. And raise your left arm up. You rotate to your right and bring the left arm down across the front of your abdomen. You can hold your wrist with your right hand. So in your side bending, take your time. On the inhale, there will be some compression of your arm against your abdomen, some pressure there. On the exhale, allow for the side bend, your torso getting a little more limp, but the inner body remaining stable. Inner body not lax. And then inhale, raise your right arm past your right ear. And then exhale, root your right hip, rise up. Rotate your seat to face a little bit more towards your left leg. Excuse me. And we're going to rotate towards the left leg and we'll do Maha Mudra, means all three bandhas. You'll come out with your fingertips towards your left foot, excuse me. And then we have the inhale, lengthening the spine. And on the exhale, when you get to the end of the exhale suspension, you are then going to have Uddiyana Bandha, all three bandhas. You release the bandha and inhale, and then allow the exhale to drape over your left leg. And we're going to repeat. So rise up. And here's the inhale. Exhale. Uddiyana Bandha, all three bandhas. Release the bandhas and use your inhale, excuse me, and then the exhale to bow over your left leg. And then rise up to sitting, please. And let's come down to Shavasana. Please make your Shavasana comfortable. You can choose from a variety of Shavasanas. You could just take this rolled blanket and put it under your knees and be like basic Shavasana if you like. I'm going to close my garden door because now it's getting chilly and the rain is coming in onto the floor. When you come down for Shavasana, remember to come into the home of the pelvis and also the divine abodes of the heart. So you are resting for the purpose of integrating. And you've heard me say before that when we have, let's say, poor sleep or something going on in the system, maybe even poor sleep and poor digestion, that I like to say Shavasana can take care of everything. So now you have to rest really deeply. Let the medicine go inward into all these places in the body. Allow your body to get heavy with this relaxation. The rivers of prana, the tiny workers inside the inner community of the body, the people on the lymph team, the little workers on the liver team, the stomach team, they're all doing their jobs right now. They're happy, delighted to have the chance to do their internal work for you. All these cells that are so specialized, these organs specializing. When you're not in the stress response, each thing can come back to its divinely intelligent, specialized responsibility. So allow this to happen on your behalf, please. You can continue to rest really deeply. Allow the medicine to penetrate not just the physical body, but also the subtle body, the deepest homes within you. Now welcoming your body to stay at rest, just begin to let your awareness include the inner body, but also welcome your awareness to go outwards in gentle concentric circles of attention into all that you are intimately connected with. We return to this home, this home in the pelvis and the abodes of the heart, but it's not a place of being isolated. It's a place of intimate connection with life, with consciousness. We retreat from the multitudes of distractions so we can return to our responsiveness to life, our sense of interbeing with life. And when you are ready to, you may gently bring yourself up from Shavasana in a thoughtful manner and take a seat. We'll share a couple minutes of meditation together, please. And gently bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll chant Om Shanti together, please. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om. May there be peace within, peace amongst us, and peace in all the realms. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. Thank you, Renelle.
Have a good sabbatical. See you on the other side.